Hey everyone, Forensic Hunt is here. Today we're diving into the fascinating, albeit a little gruesome, world of putrefaction. Now, putrefaction is the natural process of decomposition that occurs after death. It's the breakdown of organic matter by microorganisms, those tiny little critters we can't see but are hard at work. This process leads to the gradual disintegration of tissues, the production of gases, and a whole lot of changes in the body. You might be wondering, why are we talking about this? Well, in forensic investigation, understanding putrefaction is crucial. It's like a biological clock that helps us estimate the time elapsed since death, also known as the post-mortem interval. By studying the stages of decomposition, we can gather valuable clues about when someone died, which can be critical in investigations. So get ready to explore the science behind death and decay. As we unravel the fascinating stages of putrefaction, we'll uncover the secrets hidden within the decomposition process and see how it helps us solve mysteries. Let's get started. The first stage of putrefaction is called autolysis, which literally means self-digestion. It starts immediately after the heart stops beating. Now, our bodies are incredible machines, even in death. When blood circulation stops, cells are deprived of oxygen and waste products start to build up. This triggers the release of enzymes. Think of them as the body's own cleanup crew from lysosomes within the cells. These enzymes begin to break down the cells from the inside out. One of the first visible signs of autolysis is something called skin slippage. You see, our skin is like a protective barrier, and when the cells start breaking down, the layers of skin can separate and slip, sometimes even at the slightest touch. You might also notice fluid-filled blisters forming on the skin. Remember those enzymes we talked about? Well, they're busy breaking down proteins and releasing fluids, creating these blisters. During this stage, other noticeable changes occur. The eyes lose their sparkle, literally. The corneas, normally crystal clear, become cloudy and opaque. The body also begins to soften as tissues start to break down. It's a fascinating process, although a little eerie to observe. Now, as we move into the second stage of putrefaction, get ready for things to get a little more, shall we say, inflated. This stage is aptly named bloating. Remember those microorganisms I talked about earlier? Well, they're just getting started. As they break down tissues, they release gases like methane, hydrogen sulfide, and ammonia. These gases build up inside the body, causing it to, you guessed it, bloat. The abdomen, where most of our gut bacteria reside, is usually the first area to show significant swelling. But the bloating can extend to other body parts like the face, limbs, and even the genitals. Now, along with the swelling, you'll notice the skin taking on a rather interesting color palette. The breakdown of hemoglobin, the protein responsible for carrying oxygen in our blood, produces greenish pigments. That's why you often see a greenish discoloration around the abdomen first, which then spreads to other areas. And if you thought the visual changes were intriguing, let's not forget the aroma. Yes, the odor intensifies during this stage due to the release of those lovely gases and fluids we discussed. Trust me, it's not a scent you'll soon forget. Chapter 3, Stage 3, Active Decay, Nature's Grand Feast. Stage 3, Active Decay, is where things get really busy. This stage is all about the breakdown of soft tissues, and it's not just the internal organs. We're talking muscles, skin, everything. This is when our little microbial friends are throwing a feast, and they've invited some guests, insects, mainly flies and their larvae, also known as maggots. Now, as much as we might find them unpleasant, these creatures play a vital role in decomposition. Maggots, in particular, are incredibly efficient at consuming soft tissues. They're like nature's little recycling machines, breaking down organic matter and returning nutrients to the environment. During active decay, you'll see a significant decrease in body mass as tissues are consumed. The body might even start to liquefy as organs and tissues break down into a soupy mixture. And yes, the odor during this stage is, well, let's just say it's pretty potent. The combination of gases, fluids, and decomposing tissues creates a smell that can be detected from quite a distance. It's nature's way of letting you know that decomposition is in full swing. Chapter 4, Stage 4, Advanced Decay, Winding Down. As we move into Stage 4, Advanced Decay, things start to calm down a bit. By this point, most of the soft tissues are gone, consumed by our little decomposer friends. The rate of decomposition slows down significantly as there's less for the microorganisms and insects to feast on. Now, depending on the environment, you might see some interesting transformations during this stage. In dry conditions, the body might undergo mummification. It sounds strange, but essentially the tissues dry out and become leathery and resistant to further decomposition. Imagine finding a naturally preserved body from centuries ago. That's mummification at work. On the other hand, in moist environments, particularly those with limited oxygen, a different process can occur: adipocere formation. Adipocere, also known as grave wax, is a grayish-white waxy substance formed by the breakdown of fats in the body. It's nature's way of preserving what's left. One thing you'll notice during this stage is that the soil around the body might show signs of the decomposition process. Those fluids released during earlier stages seep into the surrounding soil, changing its composition and often leaving a long-lasting mark. Chapter 5, Stage 5, Skeletonization, the final chapter. And finally we arrive at the last stage of putrefaction, skeletonization. As the name suggests, this is when only the skeletal remains are left. All the soft tissues are gone, completely decomposed. The once living body has been reduced to its bare bones. Now, the time it takes to reach this stage can vary greatly depending on several factors. Environmental conditions play a crucial role. Temperature, humidity, and exposure to sunlight can all speed up or slow down the decomposition process. The presence of scavengers also factors in. Animals like rodents, birds, and even larger carnivores might scavenge the remains, scattering bones and accelerating the skeletonization process. But even though it's the final stage, skeletonization isn't the end of the story. Bones can tell us a lot about a person's life and death. Forensic anthropologists can determine age, sex, ancestry, and even past injuries from skeletal remains, helping to solve mysteries and bring closure to families. So there you have it, the fascinating, albeit a little eerie, stages of putrefaction. We've seen how the body breaks down, from the self-digestion of autolysis to the gaseous bloating, the busy active decay, the winding down of advanced decay, and finally the skeletal remains of skeletonization. Each stage provides crucial information for forensic investigations, helping us piece together the puzzle of what happened and when. Putrefaction might seem like a gruesome topic, but it's a natural process that's essential for the circle of life. It's a reminder that death, while often seen as an end, is also a beginning, a transformation, a recycling of nutrients back into the ecosystem. If you found this exploration of putrefaction as fascinating as I do, give this video a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more insights into the world of forensic science. Until next time, stay curious.